Hello, everybody. This is the 1960s class on Wednesday, and today we're doing Petula Clark's Downtown. Now, for those of you that have marquees and arias and organs that have the downtown rock signature background, you already have all this stuff. So all you need to do is push that and play. Okay? Now, I have a preset sheet, and it's the longest preset sheet I've ever done. Some of you are going to say, wow, I didn't hear any difference between this one and this one. There's a lot of subtle presets in here. Actually, when I ended up playing the whole thing, it's like, I really only needed like 2 or 3 of these to make it really sound. But again, why do I do these preset sheets? So you can learn where things are. So not only do I have one page with 8 of them, I have another page with 5 more.
Holy heck.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you're going to have more than one bank of presets that you're going to have to use.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sue, no comments. Sue, quiet.
Okay, Julian.
You guys
Thank
are funny.
Dawn, I'm sorry, Dawn, I have okay, you said, okay, this is in a signature that we have on the marquee.
Yes.
So what you have there wouldn't be any different than what we could do?
Yes, it would, because this actually, if you follow this, you've got the signature background. You're more
Yes.
than welcome to use that. But try this as well,
Okay.
just to learn where some of these things are.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
That's
you.
the only reason to do these, is
Okay,
so
yeah.
that you can learn where the buttons are. I like to do a lot of features, but I like to do it in conjunction with a song.
It's a song set on the Liberty as well.
Downtown Rock.
Right.
If you've got that signature background, you don't need these. But
Yay.
come on, you guys, give me a break.
I'll do them.
What they're for is to help you, just to help you find things on your instrument. I'm using soft rock instead of the downtown rock. So I have to do some tweaking. So we're going to do some tweaking.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do it for fun, you know? Don't do it because you have to. Do it for fun. I also wrote out this intro. Those of you that have the Downtown Rock, this intro is being played for you, so you don't have to play it. But for those of us that don't have the Downtown Rock background, we have to make all this stuff up. So I wrote out the intro for you, and I'm doing some pretty cool things. And like I said, they're subtle, but they're there to teach you where things are on the instrument so that you can be in command of your instrument. That's what this is all about.
Dawn, can I ask you a question?
You may.
What would work best for me?
What would work best for you? Okay. I did not have time this morning to actually look for something for you, but this is, you're going to find something at 120 beats per minute. You can probably do this on, wow. I'm thinking, you have an easy 10, right, Hal? Hal, you have an easy 10?
You want to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Try your traditional, let me see if this will work. Traditional guitarist. Let me see if that's going to be a...
Yeah.
That's going to be a little
That's
too
it.
jazzy. That's a
Alright.
little too jazzy. Try your standard pianist. I think that'll work. Standard pianist at 120.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll look for a couple more things. But I think standard pianist is going to give you just a nice basic. You can also try rock full band. But I think that might be a little too aggressive on this song.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Downtown, written and produced by Tony Hatch, recorded in 1964 by Petula Clark. It became a #1 hit. Originally, Hatch envisioned this song as a doo-wop rhythm and blues song, and he wanted to pitch it to the Drifters. So that was his original idea. So for those of you who might want to take it in that direction, try some doo-wop and see what you think. Clark actually asked him if she could record it. She heard it and went, "Ooh, I think I want that song." The studio musicians who helped record the song included, okay, get this, 8 violinists, 2 viola players, 2 cellists, 4 trumpeters, 4 trombonists, 5 woodwinds players, flute and oboe, percussionists, a bass player, and a pianist. Also, there were guitarists, so they combined orchestral and a little bit of rock and roll stuff going on in there. Those of you who know Vic Flick, you know that name? That was a guitarist. How about Big Jim Sullivan? That was a guitarist in the 60s. How about this one? Jimmy Page. You should know that one. That's Led Zeppelin guitarist, okay? He played on this. He was part of the backup group. Interesting. So there's your trivia for the day. Downtown made Clark the first United Kingdom female artist to have a single certified as a gold record for sales of 1 million units in the United States. Ooh, that's a pretty good honor to have. The first female United Kingdom artist to sell over 1 million copies in the United States. Cool stuff. So there's some more trivia. All right, so we all know the song. As far as a roadmap, let's talk about that first. Because it's just a pretty simple song. You play the song, and then you repeat that last 2 measures several times, right? No. There are several verses to this. If you need the lyrics, I actually have the lyrics. I can send you all of them if you need them. And then I didn't want to fill them all in because it's just too much writing to do. But there are 3 verses. So we are actually going to play this entire thing 3 times. Okay? So that's why I've got so many presets too, because you're going to play it through the first time. You can repeat those 2 measures at the end as much as you want until you're ready to go back and play it the second time. Second time the background changes up just a little bit. We're going to do some edit styling for that. Or not. See, this is where you don't have to do any of that stuff because it's just subtle stuff, but it teaches you how to use the instrument. The third time we play it, there is a horn solo, an orchestral horn solo that plays the first part of the song. Well, we're not going to play it as a solo. We're just going to use horns for the first part of the song before Petula comes back in and starts singing again. But it's also going to be on a transpose. Ooh, okay. So listen for that. When we go to the horn section and go back to the beginning, it's going to be on a transpose. And then we play the whole thing on the transpose, so we're going to have to do some cutting and pasting because I'm going to use presets that we already used, but they have to be transposed up 1 and put in its own preset, or else you're not going to have, it's going to go back to the original key, and that's not going to sound very good. So 3 times we're going to play this. And then you end it with the repeat and fade exactly like it says. So we're making it a lot more elaborate, but we're not doing anything hard with chords. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to add about 5 chords to this entire song, and nothing hard. The chords today, nice and easy. Today it's all about just finding the right rhythm and the right sound. And I chose soft rock at 120. Actually, that's what came up. That's what came up in the song setup, was soft rock at 120. But I'm changing all the sounds and stuff. So what I'm doing is I went to rhythm preset or normal or vintage number 5, which is 70s piano. 70s piano. I know this is a 1964 song, but we're going to use the 70s piano. And we'll add a vocal every now and then. We're going to add some vocals in the lower to give you those vocal oohs and ahs. And let's just play it. I want you to listen for where the changes might be, and then I'll tell you where I put them and what I actually did, because some of them are very subtle. So try to listen for things, and listen for things like Orchestra Plus, taking it out, putting it back in. Aha. So stuff like that is what I'm doing.
Very nice.
Okay, lots of subtleties in there. And again, you could probably find 2 or 3 that you like and say those are the only ones I want to use, or find your own, that's fine too, or just stay with one and hit a transpose button, or hit a duet button, or just do a 1-button touch. That's all you need to do on this. It's a good song is just a good song. Yep. So, what did I do and where did I do it? Or do you want to do chords first?
I think the second and third line, downtown, you went up an octave.
Ah, yes, you heard that in the last time I did that. Yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I think your first change was at the bottom of the page.
It was.
Or-
That was my first change. Just
Right.
listen to the music of the traffic of the city. Yes, that was my first change.
Right.
All right. So, you're going to be on A1 for the very beginning, the intro in the beginning. Then at the end of line 3,
Right.
because you've got that pickup note, you're going to have A2, A6, and A10, depending on which time you're playing it. Okay, where was my next change? Yep, yep.
2, 6, and 10.
Kelly says that it's the second line right at on page 59. That's correct. The lights are much brighter there. Okay, you're at the beginning of line 2 or at the end of line 1, wherever you want to put it. You're going to have A3, A7, and B0. This is what we're going to learn new, is how to do more than one bank of sounds.
And that goes where, Dawn?
That is either at the end of line 1 or at the very beginning of line 2.
Okay, I have it.
Before the B flat chord, correct.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, my next change is in line 3, between the first and second measures. Right before you get to the downtown. Your changes there are going to be A4, A8, and B1. Ooh, yeah, lots of presets. And I did that for a reason, because I want, let's take it to the next level. I could have actually put 18 different presets in here, because there were several places at the beginning of the song I thought, let's just not do that. That'd be way too many. All right, then we go to the end of the song. And before you go back to the beginning, so at the very end of the song, you're going to put A5 and A9. A5 and A9. All right, so I used all 10 of one of the banks. What do you do after that? Now you have to go to the next bank and go into the 0 slot. Go into the 0 slot. And you know, I could have been starting every single one of these with A0. I never do that. I just always go to A1. I just do that because that's just the way I do
Now,
it.
when you're using the foot switch, does it automatically go to B0?
Only if you program it to do that. So that's the
Oh.
next thing. That's a great question, Connie. When you go to custom 3 down here,
Yeah.
okay, and it comes up in the window, next preset, or if you don't have one of those, you can figure out in your feature how to get to your next preset so that you can do it on your kick switch. You will have a question that says include banks. And you have to touch that so it says yes. Because that means when you get to the end of A10, then it's going to automatically go to B0. If you have it on no, and I don't think you can see the lights here. If I'm on A1 and I just have my right foot switch going down the line, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then it goes back to A0.
Oh,
Now, if I have include banks and I'm on the A and I go down the line, when I get to A10, the next one I touch is B0.
okay.
Okay, so you have to have that on. Include banks, yes. Yes.
I was
3,
wondering
custom
what that
number,
meant.
custom number 3. We'll bring that up.
Dawn?
Yes.
So is that automatic when you finish with A10, memorize A10, and then it'll automatically come up in the window saying include banks?
No,
Oh,
it
you
only
gotta
does
set it
that
up.
when you set up your next preset. When you're programming this, you're just going to go A1, do it A2, do it A3. When you get to A10, always work from where you were. So do what you're supposed to do, and then you're going to do memorize B0. Don't touch any of the 1 through 10s.
Right.
Include style, yes. Include transpose, yes. Turn your memorize button off, and now that's automatically in B0. And then you do B1 and B, do the rest of them.
Okay.
Okay. Now the only way to get to those is by doing your next preset, custom 3.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
where you have next preset at the top, and you have to put it on your foot switches.
Okay.
Okay? Put it on your foot switches, and it's the right. I'm using the right one. You could also put it on your touch bar, but then you got to make sure your hand gets over here. And if you're playing and there's not a lot of places to stop here, it's a lot easier to just put it on your next foot switch. And then at the bottom it says include banks, and it's a big no. You want to touch it and change it to a big yes, so that when you get to the end of the line and you go to that next preset, it will take you to B0, and it's just a nice smooth transition.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
Dawn,
Uh-huh.
again, you've got A9 at the end of the page,
Mm-hmm.
at the end, but there by the after the repeats.
Yep,
And then you went to A10 on the third line of the first page.
correct.
Okay, where's B0?
B0 is on page 59, second line. You have
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
A3, A7, B0.
Got it. I got it. Okay.
All your changes are pretty much in the same spot each time.
Yes.
That's the easy part. When you're kicking the next preset, it's pretty much the same spot every single time.
Yeah, and B1's on the third line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got it.
You got an ending with this at all?
I do not. We're going to fade it out.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, Mr. Kelly's got a question. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Correct. That is correct. Yeah, he said he wanted to know that when I have the A5 and A9 at the end down here, when you kick your foot switch to go to A5, you're not going to play the downtown, downtown anymore. You are going immediately back to the beginning of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Wow, I need a haircut. My goodness. Look terrible. And there were some subtle changes that I made. But again, like I said, I've got all these presets and a second page. And not because I made such drastic things, but I'm doing things like starting off with a rhythm preset. And for those of you that don't have presets, don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about it too much. And I'm sorry, those of you that have journeys, I didn't have time to find something for that. I will. So email me 5028@fletchermusic.com, and when I get done answering all of Susie's questions, I will go to the journey. I have one here, and I will research what rhythm would be the best. I will also do it for the Easy 10 and Easy 4 just to make sure that I've got the right one for you guys. So email me and don't forget to just ask me which one for Journey, which one for Easy 10, and I'm more than happy to find that out for you. I know it's going to be after the fact, but as long as I give you some suggestions, that's really all that counts. All right, so we're doing soft rock at 120, and we're using normal number 5, which is a 70s piano. Whoop, let's get back to... It's just an electric piano. Now, if you don't like that sound, pick something that you do like. It's totally...
But I have a question. When we go to the B bank,
Uh-huh.
does that number 5 still stay the same?
Yes, it does. If you're
Okay.
putting it there, if you are memorizing in the line, just like everything is, it goes, all the sounds that you've got in there goes to the B bank. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's okay to leave it on 5.
Yep, just leave it there because every time you memorize, it's going to be doing something different. But you heard that sound was completely
Right.
all the way through, except for the horns. That was the one place that I took it out and put in something else.
Dawn,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Now, wait.
Dawn, on the marquee, number 5 is vibes.
On vintage,
Yeah,
on soft rock.
yeah. Well, on song setup, it comes up downtown rock.
On downtown rock, that's no. If you're gonna do downtown rock, you just use whatever presets are there.
Okay,
Don't worry about this. If
Thank
you
you.
want to follow this and learn about some of the buttons on your organ, go
Okay.
to soft rock
okay, thank you.
under rock and roll. Yeah.
I have
Follow
a
the-
question.
follow the beat. Yeah.
What I have not done the kick switch
Okay.
with my banks.
Mhm.
Now, If I did it my way, that's wrong, isn't it?
What's your way? Just to reach up and turn
My
it?
way would just go to B.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing
Yeah,
is, it
if
would
you
slow
were
you
on
down.
A10, now here's a problem. If you're on A10 and you push the B bank, it's gonna go to B10.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Okay,
then you have to
then.
do, you
Okay,
have to turn,
time
you
to
have to do
learn.
B and turn off the 10.
Okay, then I better,
It's a
I'll
2-button
learn.
push. If you do it with the automatic kick switch, and I got a question this morning on what's the best technique to use for kicking your presets, because it can be tricky. I don't want you to leave your heel on the foot pedal. If you do that, then your foot pedal comes back and your volume changes.
right,
So what you're going to do is lift your foot off the foot pedal. Now, what I'm doing is a diagonal kick. My foot's on the foot pedal and I'm just doing a tap, but I'm just doing a diagonal up to kick
Okay.
that foot switch. But I'm not touching the pedal. My foot is actually off the pedal.
oh, okay,
Just lift it up a
Okay.
little bit and just do a tap and then right back down.
okay,
Tap, tap. So it's almost like a diagonal tap, tap. If
Okay.
you're leaning on it or you kick too hard, and I've done this plenty of times myself, then it sometimes skips. You kick it too hard, sometimes you kick it twice without even realizing it, then it will start skipping presets. So just a tap. Tap it, and it should go to the next one immediately.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don?
Yeah.
This is on normal on the marquee though, not vintage. I mean, for following your instructions.
Soft rock, it would be under vintage.
Oh, don't use normal. Okay, I'm not at my piano. I just,
Yeah, you know.
So it is-
If you're on an Inspire, a Rialto, a Marquis, a Grand Marquis, an Aria 22, you go to vintage, soft
Okay.
rock, vintage, number 5. We'll give you the
Okay.
70s piano.
okay, got it.
Yep. Good questions. Very good questions.
Oh, boy, that's fun.
And you set your tempo, which is 120. We're going to turn the Orchestra Plus off because I want to have Orchestra Plus gives me all this. Turn off your Orchestra Plus so that you only have some piano stuff going on.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're going to have your Genius sound on. You're also going to turn off some of your lower tabs so that you don't have a lot of strings or stuff. You just want to have your lower sound on, which is a piano, because that's basically all you're looking for at the beginning is a piano sound. You basically just want that piano and a contrasting piano on the top. So all the instructions are here, but what it's doing is it's helping you listen. How does it come up if you've just got it on Vintage 5? Let's turn off the Org Plus. You still have a lot of stuff going on, hum in your background, in your chord. Hear the hum? I'm turning all that stuff off. But I am turning on a piano. So I get a piano every time I play a chord. It just emphasizes the fact that you've got a piano. The more tabs you have on, the louder your hum is going to be, and I'm taking all that out.
How did you
Hey,
get,
Dawn,
Yeah,
is that only for your soft rock setup,
yes.
not for the song setup?
Your song setup actually comes up on, I
Right.
think, on your organ as a soft rock.
Okay,
I think it does. I think it comes up to that.
you still turn off the orchestra plus at the beginning?
Yeah, I am, just to tweak it.
Okay,
Just
thanks.
to tweak it. And
So-
again, it's not because this arrangement is so doggone good. It's to just help you learn what the tabs and buttons are. I want you to push stuff. I want you to find out what they all do. I'm going to turn on Orchestra Plus. I'm going to add some stuff down here. I'm going to add some stuff up here to make the sound fatter. I want to make a thicker sound.
Mhm.
So Orchestra Plus adds all that extra stuff. Then Orchestra Plus adds all extra stuff. And then I'm getting more hum, and I'm adding a string to make my top piano a little fatter too, so it balances out a little bit more. And that's all I'm doing is these top tabs combine with the piano that I've got up here. So really, this is all I want you to do is push the buttons so that you learn what these things do for you. If you wanted to add a string to an easy 4 or an easy 10, you have to know where those strings are, and they're in that organ button. So you want to have that organ button set on strings so that all you have to do is reach up and touch the organ button, and your strings will combine with your piano, and you'll have both of them playing on that top keyboard. So it's just to get you to learn where things are. When I got to A3, which was the lights are much brighter there, you probably didn't even really notice what the difference was, but I went from this in a background to this. I left the humming stuff there, but I turned off my Genie Basic and my Orc Plus. So I didn't have much going on, but I used a lot of fill-in. If you've got the downtown rock signature style, you want to either use your fill-in or your alter style there to give you the kick that section needs. Because I know Bill Curry already built that in for you guys.
Dawn,
Yes.
how did you get the piano without everything else? On the left,
On the left?
yes.
Well, your tabs go to the lower chord. And when you first bring up that vintage 5 or your normal 5, it comes up with, turn those off, strings, flute, and flute. And that gives you that humming chord sound. You can hear it.
Oh,
So I'm going to turn those off. But now you also have a tab called Lower Genius.
yes.
Lower Genius, if you just turn it on, there's a piano already in that Lower Genius. You don't have to be searching for numbers or anything. It's already there. So now when I play a chord,
Oh,
see how it
Okay.
emphasizes the chord?
got it.
Yeah.
I can go home now. Oh, I am home.
Woo! You are home. Yes. So if you just learn one thing about your instrument, that's what this is for. That's really all this is for. And if you say this is a bunch of hooey, that's fine. You pick your rhythm, your song set up, or find a nice rhythm and play the song. It's a fun song to play. Now, when I get to A5, where's A5? Oh, that's when you go back and play it the second time.
Mhm.
You're going to do some edit style. Now, some of you can't do edit style, like fanfares, journeys, they can't do edit style. But the rest of you on the bigger organs that have touch screens, you can. So what you're going to do is you touch the top of your screen, and everything that's in your Genie and Orc Plus shows up on the screen. And what it's actually doing is it's breaking apart all the different instruments that are in that Orc Plus button, because there's more than one instrument in there. And then I'm going to have you change some of them. I'm going to have you turn some of them on and off. When you turn on that, when you go to that top screen, let me go to C4. You touch the top of the screen, and now you get the edit style window. You get 3 columns of white rectangles. The first column tells you what it is, Genie or Basic, depending on your instrument, Orc Plus 1, Orc Plus 2, Orc Plus 3. Those are the 3 instruments that are being combined when that Orc Plus button is on.
Mhm.
Okay, so now if you go to the center column, it tells you what instrument is actually being used for that pattern that was established by Bill Curry when he designed the organ. You can change that instrument. How? You touch it, turn it blue, and scroll. And you can change the instrument. So what I'm actually doing between 4 and 5 is I'm changing the one that's in the basic Genie from a piano to a guitar.
Hmm.
So we can have Mr. Jimmy Page playing.
Mhm.
I wanted to get him involved. And I also kept the acoustic guitar of Orc 2, so you're changing one of them and you're turning off two of them. So if you touch Orc plus 1, it now says off. You touch Orc plus 3, it now says off. So you don't get those sounds anymore. And I'm changing one of the sounds. The third column, it says 100 for all of them. That is volume levels. You can change volume levels. If you put a sound in that all of a sudden is too loud or too soft in your background, you can come in here and adjust it. 100 is the top. So I'm not doing anything with volume levels, but I just want you to understand what that edit style is. If you've got a Journey or a Fanfare or an Easy 10, don't worry about it. Pick a rhythm and play. And then when you get to A6, I'm going to add those other Orchestra Pluses back in. So I just have to touch the offs so that it says Orc plus 1 again and Orc plus 3. Turn them back on. I'm going to add some more tabs. I'm actually going to be adding a duet at one point. And then when I get to A9, the third time, I told you those orchestral horns, because I read you all the instruments that they used in the background for this in the studio. So I'm putting the horns, they get a chance to play the first part of the song. So I made it easy. Instead of going up here and trying to change a number and sounds and all that kind of stuff, I went to a category preset. Category preset. So instead of being on normal number 5 or vintage number 5, I am now going to go to a category preset. And I'm going to the one that says nostalgic number 10, which is the Lombardo brass. If you want to put those in a smaller instrument, you find your brass section and just have it ready to go and touch it. Turn it on. But I also did a transpose.
Yes.
Because that whole third time was transposed up 1 to C sharp. So that's why using presets is good. Then when I went to A10, B0, and B1, I used presets that I had already used because I just had Petula Clark coming back and singing again. So I am cutting and pasting A6, 7, and 8 with one exception. I have to transpose those up 1, 2, or they're not going to sound. If I were just to go back and press A6, it would all of a sudden go back down to the other transpose. So I had to cut and paste by go to A6 and then transpose it up and put it in A10. It's all here. It's all here.
Boy, it's going to take me an hour.
Ah, it'll take Connie. I give Connie 5 minutes, tops. It's not that hard when you start learning where things are. But if you have something new, like edit style, yeah, it gives you a little bit more stuff to do and stuff to look at and listen. Listen to what it's actually changing for you. So how do you do that? If you're sitting here just following instructions, once you get one done, play that section. Play it so you can hear what it's doing. And then, save it, make sure you save it, and then listen to the one before it and the one after it. So play them and hear what kind of changes are actually being done.
Okay. So you're saying memorize, say, A1 and then play it, or you say memorize it again, play it, and then save it.
Go to, no, once you memorize it, it's there. Now work on A2.
Right.
Don't touch A2, just set it up.
Yeah.
Once it's set up, play it.
Sure. Okay.
Don't change anything until you save it, though. If you want to save it first, that's fine too. But
Right.
play it so you
Right.
can hear what the differences are.
Mhm.
And every organ is a little bit different on balance and sounds. So if you're hearing something too loud or you don't like something, take it out. If you don't like the fact that I put a vocal ensemble in with the piano, take it out. You don't have to have everything that I do, but you're understanding where things are. And that's the important part.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes, and I'm so sorry. I forgot to check on Easy Tens and Journeys and Fanfares, so please email me and I will find something for you. I promise you this afternoon I will do that.
I have a question, Dawn.
Yes, go ahead, Don.
Which one of the category presets did you push to get the Lombard?
I went to the More button,
Yes.
and then in the window it says Sacred, Bells, Jazz, Nostalgic. The Nostalgic is the one you want to touch.
Okay.
And then number 10. That nostalgic category has some really nice sounds.
Great.
If you touch, now here's something else you can do. If you touch number 4 over here in the customs,
Yeah.
now it tells you what all those nostalgic sounds
does.
are.
It
Oh,
does.
okay.
Ooh.
I gotcha. I've done that 4 before.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And number 10 gives you the Lombardo brass, and I thought I'd just make it easy. Substitute one of these for one of these, then I'm going to cut and paste anyway. So now when I go back to a different one, that just automatically erases this and puts the new one in and we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Category presets are wonderful to have because it just erases all the rest of your stuff and puts in a whole new preset for you.
It's true.
That's why Lowry did so many presets and have them there already, so you don't have to make up your own. So why do we do this? To learn where the buttons are and what they do for you.
Yeah.
All right, I do have some extra chords. Any questions? Any more questions on this? We could do this all day. It's fun. It's fun stuff. All right, let's do some chords. I told you I was going to add a couple of them, so let's do that. The F is good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the C for the word lone. Put in an F major 7, capital M-A-J 7, and your 2 notes are E and F. Elephant and fish. Kelly says Foxtrot Echo. I'm sorry, I didn't do the military. Line 2. The F is good for 2 counts. We're in the first measure now. The F is good for 2 counts. Over the C half note, put in an A minor, alligator minor, C and A. Let's go to...
Dawn,
Yes.
excuse me, that was over the where?
That was over the word go. We're in measure 1 of
Okay,
line
over
2.
Yeah, A minor,
A minor over the word go.
thank you.
Now we're in measure 3. That F is good for 2 counts as well. Beat 3 over the C for the word worries. F major 7. We're just repeating what we did up in the top line. Let's go to line 3. Measure 2. The F is good for 2 counts. Over the C for the word no, A minor. C and A. Chicken alligator, not Alpha Charlie. Too funny. All right, let's go to second page. Second line, third measure. The D minor is fine. You have a G or a G7. Just play the G, no G7. So cross out the G7. Third line, same thing. The D minor is fine. Then you have a G with a G7 on top. Just play the G and cross out the G7. third line, second measure. The F is fine. I'm going to give you a choice. You can play A minor or you can play C6. C6. Technically, it's the same notes, but they're in different order.
Is that in the third measure?
That's in the second measure. Line 3, measure 2. Instead of the A minor,
Okay.
you may play C6, which would be C chicken, E elephant, G gorilla, and A alligator.
Okay.
What's the difference? Let's listen. Here is a C6. If I played a full chord A minor 7, that would be that. They're the same notes, it's the same chord, but when the bass note is different, and because we're playing Lowry organs and we're on easy play stuff, the C6 is going to have a little bit more of a major tonality to it. So you choose which one sounds the best to you. Okay, let's go to the next line. The F is good. The A minor, same thing. You can play A minor or you can play C6, C, E, G, A. Same line, third measure, same thing. The F is good. You may either play the A minor or play a C6. Let's go to the last line. Second measure. The F is good for 2 counts. Beat 3, put in a B flat, butterfly flat, and we are going to add a note to the right hand. You're going to play the F, and then you're also under the B flat, you're going to play a C. So you're basically going to repeat what you're just precursoring what you're doing in the last 2 measures. Instead of the G minor chords in those last 2 measures, you're going to play a B flat over the C's. So basically you're just doing F, F, B flat, F, B flat, and your other hand is doing F, C, F, C.
Mhm.
So what would I do?
Dawn,
Yes.
then you're saying the last line, the third measure is the GM or G minor is B flat.
Correct,
The other G minor is B flat.
correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay.
So that last line is going to be, whoops, why am I in the wrong?
Okay.
That is the wrong one. No. That's it. And then you can repeat that downtown, downtown as many times as you want. At the very end, you're going to fade it out. And when I went to the third time to play it, I did a no chord and a fill-in. So it was a surprise when we went to the transpose. You can do that for the first time when you go back to, even though you're not on a transpose. If you don't like the transition that you're making, do a no chord and a fill-in, then kick your foot switch, and then start the song again on the new preset.
Hey, Dawn, I'm sorry. I froze here. I
Uh-oh.
missed your whole last line.
The whole last line. Okay, last line is
Yes.
not that hard. Second measure. The F chord is good for 2 counts.
Okay.
Beat 3 is a B flat chord. And underneath that B flat chord, put a C note for the right hand.
Okay.
Now the last 2 measures, the F chord is good. Change the G minor to a B flat. The F chord is
Okay.
good. Change the G minor chord to a B flat. So it's just F, B flat, F, B flat, and then your right hand is playing F and C.
Okay, thanks. I got it.
Easy stuff. Yep. Yep. Okay. Questions?
Yep.
Nope? Okay. Well, how are we doing on time? Ooh, we're there. I still have fingering for you. If you need fingering, absolutely stick around. Hopefully you enjoyed the lesson today. Hopefully you got one new thing out of it. And again, my apologies to people with easy fours, easy tens, fanfares, and journeys. I will fix that for you. I won't have a preset sheet, but I will be able to find a background for you to start. A good place for you guys to start.
Don, I
Duke
got
of
one
Earl.
comment. Duke of Earl next week.
Duke of Earl. That's the next song.
Okay.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, that's the next
Where did you
song.
find that one?
I've never taught that one before, so this should be interesting.
I have one comment, Don.
What?
I saw Carrie on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
He was amazing when he played all those military songs,
Oh,
the
okay.
marches. Oh, that was just amazing. So
Mhm.
anybody that didn't see that needs to get on there and see that.
Sunday is my only day off, and I did not get a chance to see him live. I know how much better he's gotten because he was here last week, and we talked about it. Since the two of us have been teaching, we've been doing all this teaching, we're finding that our playing has gotten better. And yes, his playing he's always been an amazing player, but his playing and his arranging has gotten very good, very good. So I intend to check him out as soon as it comes up on YouTube. I will absolutely check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed him. He's fun. He's always fun. All right, here we go with fingering. The rest of you, thank you so much. I'll see you all next week.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, very good. The rest of you get your pencils out. Here we go. C1, 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 C1. D2, F4, D2, C1, E2, G4, E2. Second line, F3, A5, C1. F3, C1, and C1 all the way across. Let's go to the third line. D2, F4, D2. C1, E2, G4, E2, F3, A5, C1. F3, C1, C1. Next line, B flat 4, A3, A3, G2. B flat 4, A3, A3, G2, F1. You might want to put an arrow on the next G, make it a 4, F3, E2, D1, F3. Top of the next page, B flat 4, A3, A3, G2. B flat 4, A3, A3, G2, A1. Put a little arrow on the next note, make it a G4, F3, E2, D1, F3. E2, C1, C1, C1. Second line, D2, E3, D2, E3, D2. And repeat. E3, D2, E3, D2, E3. Okay, this next one, make it an F1. Put a circle around it. Do that little thumb tuck. F1, G2, F1. G2, G2, G2. F1, G2, F1. G2, F1, G2. C5, A3, G2, A3, B flat 4, A3, F1, G2. C5, A3, G2, A3, B flat 4, A3, F1, G2, high C5, A3. Next line, last line, G2, A3, B flat 4, A3, F1, G2. What did I do here? Uh-oh. Da 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 da. 4. That should have been a G3, F2, C1. That's what that should have been. So the F's and the C's can either be 2-1 or 3-1. But yeah, that G should have been a 3. Where's my pencil? Lost it already. And the F would be a 2 and the C 1.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions? This was a fun one. I really enjoyed this one.
Reference to-
Don't forget, email me if you've got fanfares and journeys. I will have an answer for you before the day is through. I promise you. And easy 4s and easy 10s. I will have an answer for you.
You come in
Sometimes
here.
I run out of time. All right, Susie, did you want to wait for me or do you want me to call you?
Why don't you call me when you got time?
Okay, will do. It will be soon.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
be there. I'll be here. Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You guys are awesome. All right. Cynthia, yes, I will help you on that. Yes, you can get the worksheet when you come in, Ramon. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.